I will go ahead and read our mission statement. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Looking at the agenda, we do have a few roles that are still unfilled. Wordsmith.
I can be wordsmith.
Thank you, Colin. Quiz leader. Thank you, Kate. And humorist, the joke. Also, if after our break, someone wants to look up a joke at our break, that's also an option. And you can also use another speech evaluator.
So I will do one speech evaluation, and the other one, if there's no volunteers, we can do a round robin. I can be timer.
Okay. Does anyone want to do the second speech evaluation? I can do that.
I can do similar speech evaluation.
Thank you,
Jason.
Great.
Oh.
It is now my
Oh.
privilege to introduce the members of the head table. As I call your name, stand and please remain standing until all names are called. Our table topics leader is Simone. Hello. Our Toastmaster is Yue. And our general evaluator is Officer Felipe. Thank you. Then introduce our meeting officials who also take on necessary roles in the meeting. When I call your name, please stand or remain standing until names are called. And right at the end, our wordsmith is going to be Alan. Quiz leader going to be Kate. Thank you. My name is Kelsey, and I am your chair for the evening. You see, we do have some guests, so at this point, we would like to give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves, your name, what brought you here, how you heard about us, if you're comfortable doing so.
Okay. My name is Aycanca. I'm from Turkey, and I'm working as a data scientist at the Financial Institute in Toronto. So, like many years ago, when I was a university student, I attended the Toastmaster meeting as a guest also, a couple of times. And last week, some experience reminded me of my past, and then I just searched on the internet, and I stumbled upon your website, and I decided to attend again, like refresh my memory.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, nice to see you all. My name is Olena Bodak, I'm from Ukraine, and I have been in Canada almost 2 years, but I'm still working in my English. And today it's my first Toastmasters, and I just want to know what is it, and someone recommended to me to join and to try to keep going to improve my English. I'm marketing manager, and here in Canada I started my education in financial literacy and banking, and that's why it's new area and new life for me, and I'm here to happy to see you all, and I hope it's helped me to improve my English and my skills like a speaker.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tomasz. I was born in Poland. English is my second language, and I'm glad to be here. So thank you for the invitation. I hope you will have a good time. because I'm looking forward to improving my English speaking skills, mainly public speaking. I still fear, especially when I speak to unknown audience. I also like to improve my communication skills, not only in English but also in other languages, such as all this hidden stuff which would be recognized as information source. So, thank you very much.
Normal members.
Hello everyone, my name is Linda. I'm coming from China, so like the previous students' introduction, that same to me, I want to improve my speaking English and working and practice about the public speaking. So let's say, so I'm very curious, what you will teach me this evening. Yeah, thank you.
So to all the guests, thank you for coming and welcome. During tonight's meeting, there will be further opportunities for you to participate, but there's no obligation to do so. There will also be an opportunity at the end for you to provide your feedback on the meeting. I sincerely hope you enjoy your evening here. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I forgot to offer my joke, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, sure. Awesome. We'll come back to that later then. Now it's time to introduce our word of the day. So to tell you a little bit more about the role and introduce the word, please welcome our wordsmith and odd-counter, Alan.
Thank you, Chair. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. So the purpose of the word of the day, pictured here, is really to use this word. It's not the most common word, to use it as many times as possible in your speech exercises tonight. So that's kind of a random exercise to challenge your mind. And tonight's word is prodigious, and the prodigious means marvelous or enormous. For example, a sentence using prodigious is, the prodigious trip was exciting to plan. So in your speech exercises tonight, use prodigious as much as possible, and when we do, the signal is to knock on the table, and I will be counting how many times. Target would be, let's say, 5 times tonight to use the word prodigious. Thank you. I also will be counting the number of times that filler words are used, such as so, like, filler words that I will be counting and tallying at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Now for one of the more interactive participatory fun parts of the evening's table topics. So I will invite our table topics leader to a little bit more of an introduction and run the table topics session for the meeting. So we have our table topics leader. Come on.
So I'm a table topics leader. The purpose of tabletop is to brush up on your adverb speaking skills. So it's perfect for practicing that. When you're cornered in the elevator with a boss and you want to make a good impression, this is one way you can practice that sellout. So the session tonight is 1 minute. You have 1 minute to answer the question, and our timer will be timing you and giving you cards. Alan?
I'm the timer, yes.
Timer. So what will happen is when you reach the 30-second mark, he'll raise the green card. And the 45-second mark, you'll be notified of your time with the yellow card. And the red card means that you really ought to wrap it up.
Yep.
There you are.
But guests don't get timed, only the members.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bonus. Okay. All right. So today, how it works is I have a series of questions. Whoever wants to participate can raise your hand. and I'll ask you a question. And the theme tonight is New Year's, follow through on your New Year's resolution. Who would like to go first? Okay, up you get. You have 1 minute, and while you're walking up to the front, what number would you like to pick?
2.
2? Okay. Have you ever followed through on your New Year's resolution?
I have followed through my New Year's resolution. Last year, I usually pick a theme overall, and research has shown that that is a better approach than either picking something that is way too small and then usually it's easy, you do it within a month or two, or if it's too big, then like the goal is very ambitious and you go up. So last year my theme was courage, and basically I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone and generally produce some sort of prodigious personal growth. And the way I did that was basically trying different hobbies. So the first one I did was improv comedy. That was quite challenging. It's sort of this. It's like similar skill set. You just have to just use your intuition to deliver some sort of performance for the people. So I did that class. It was challenging, quite difficult. And then the other way I worked on that goal was through taking dance lessons, because previously I'd been training for marathons for a while, and that makes you very able in a particular way. But it was good to kind of put my body in a different way. So, yeah, thank you.
Hi, so I am late.
No worries.
Oh, okay.
So for the guest take, I'm in the middle of us. We have an agenda that we follow, and right now we're doing table topics where people answer questions on the fly, and they have 1 minute to respond. And we have a timer. His name is Alan, so we flash some cards to let you know when you reach the 30-second mark, and 45, and the 1 minute mark is when we should wrap it up. And my name is Simon, and welcome.
Thank you everyone.
So, who would like to be the next participant? Okay, you go. And we have a number 129. Second or 2.
How about 4?
Okay. What is the most unusual resolution you have ever heard of? The most unusual resolution you have ever heard of?
Thank you, table topics leader, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. The most unusual resolution I've ever heard of. I don't think anyone in my family is that creative. I think our resolutions are pretty standard, like health, exercise. I think something that is unusual that I heard this year was to pick a resolution that's really fun, because most of the time when people pick resolutions, it's something to improve yourself and it requires a lot of work and it's really tough. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's some theories out there that if you pick something fun and more enjoyable, you're more likely to do it and you won't be so hard on yourself. And it's January and dark and cold, so it's a really hard time to push yourself to do things that are extremely challenging. So a kind of a fun thing is like, it could be like, a friend of mine said they were going to try and eat more desserts, like something that they have usually felt guilty about, but this year they're just like, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to go to some bakeries and have some of my favorite desserts like once a month. So I think kind of just switching it a little bit from the way I usually think about it, which is something hard and difficult that you don't want to do, but you're going to do it, to something fun and enjoyable that you can kind of build in and treat yourself a little bit throughout the year. Thank you.
So we have more questions. We would like to try. Guests are welcome if they want. You can give it a thought. We have an expert here. Kelsey, come on up.
7?
7. If you resolve to do something, would you track it on a calendar?
Thank you, Tabletop Leader, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. So I have heard of this idea of tracking things on a calendar. You don't break the chain, you mark off every day you did something, you're trying to build the chain of days. So I have tried this at various points. I find for me, I can often backfire because once I miss one day and the chain is broken, I think, oh, well, the chain's already broken, who cares? So I like the idea in theory, and I have tried it. However, I found it didn't work super well for me. I tend to need a bit more flexibility. Just things don't always go in a predictable way. Some days are crazy days, and so I found a bit more flexibility tended to work better than using a calendar and trying to mark out every day, at least for me.
Thank you, Kelly. Any other takers? Okay. How prodigious. Everybody, just. Jason?
Go with the first available question, please.
Okay. Oh, it's too bad this is coming to you. I know this word. I know. Okay. You have resolved to deliver 2 speeches by September 2025. How will you keep to your resolution?
Wow. Thank you for that, Simone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. If I were to resolve to doing 2 speeches by September 2025, wow, that's 8 months or something. I like talking a lot. So for me personally, this would be, I think, within a month I'll have this resolved. But that being said, I wasn't always like this. I once was an extremely introverted nerd, unable to speak clearly at all. And I think one of the things that I resolved to do was go to Toastmasters is to seek out opportunities to improve. And I feel like that's really the core substance of New Year's resolutions. And resolutions in general is to seek out challenges. I mean, that's why there's a thing, it's like a theme humans do once a year, is to do resolutions, is to resolve to do things, to do changes. And I feel we need that push because otherwise we're dangerously addicted to comfort. Our own comfort bubbles really kind of make it difficult to put ourselves out there to change things up, to do things that you never considered doing before. So I feel like if I was in a position where I was supposed to do a speech or really put myself out of my comfort zone, I really want to kind of build on the fundamental building blocks, which is just to get out there, to find an opportunity, to find a chance to improve, to be amongst people with similar goals so that I could hopefully riff off them a little bit. But in general, the first step would be to really to make a serious effort and to find a helpful community. So thank you, Simone.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of thought this would have been better for someone that wasn't so gifted, but okay. Anyone else like to? I'm sorry.
Sure, you can go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay.
I didn't catch your name.
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Eight.
Do you have a tip to help people follow through on their resolutions? Do you have a tip to offer people to help them follow through on their resolutions? You have one, well, you get, I guess, gets more than
1 minute, really shy.
Target 1 minute, yeah.
Okay. So, dear playable public master and fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, I think that I can help people who have problems to fulfill their desire and take some resolutions at the beginning of New Year. In my opinion, the best way to follow resolution is to persuade the people that the resolution is beneficial for them. In this way, when people recognize positives, they are more motivated to get the result and to take the hardship of the resolutions. Another approach could be simply assisting these people in fulfilling the resolutions, depending on the resolutions. So if someone is decide to learn new language, for example Polish, I could serve them as a teacher or evaluator. And this way I help not only passively but also actively. And I expect the prodigious outcomes of my attempts. I have the impression that I speak very slowly, so I still have time. Because I cannot see it.
You are a guest.
Oh, we're not timing guests, that's why, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
check the time. So
Yeah.
this was like these 2 points. So active serving and persuading about the positives of the resolution. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't remember your name.
Kamala.
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 Kamala?
Kamala, yeah.
Oh, you mentioned you wouldn't mind trying it? Okay.
Sure. What are your options? Like, what numbers do I have?
We have 3, 5, 6, 9,
I'll go 6.
6. Do you think it is a good idea to tell other people what you resolve to do in the New Year's resolution? Do you think this is a good idea to let them know what you're planning to resolve to do?
Thank you for the question. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. So do you think it's a good thing to tell other people about your resolution? That's the question, right? So I think it depends on whom you're sharing it with. If you share it with someone who's also following something similar or who has done something similar in the past, then it gives you ideas. If you share it with someone who has done it in the past, it might just tell you more about how better you can achieve your goals for that particular year. I don't think there's any harm if there's anything that you should not share your goals with anyone, because you might just end up inspiring someone who is not having who's not very driven for that particular year or something. And if you share it with someone, then you might just end up learning something yourself. So I think it's a good idea to share your goals with other people.
Anyone else want to go?
I can go.
Okay.
I was going to go anyway. I think the last question.
The last
Mine,
question.
right?
Yes. Yeah. What is your least favorite resolution? Your least favorite resolution?
Good evening, everyone. Here, the master, most welcome guests and fellow Toastmasters. My least favorite resolution for the new year, I haven't thought about it seriously, but it might be about saving money because it's usually ends up with mess up. I never managed to save money at the end of the year with my family. I've got 2 kids, and we always make lots of expenses, and my kids' needs always increasing, and it's also I'm happy to make them happy with their requests. So I think the saving money is my least resolution. Thank you.
Anyone else? that's it then. I'll call the chair back. Kelsey to the front.
Thank you, Simone. Insightful and constructive table.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my mistake. I think everyone has received a form. This form. And on the bottom of the form, it asks you to pick your favorite table topics, answer, and when you're done selecting them, fold it up and pass it to me. I'm just sitting over here.
You'll also see further up an entry for Park Toastmasters. If you have any feedback for Simone, you can also fill out that section and return to her as well. So we'll take a minute or two for that.
Please explain it, because I'm sure I don't understand what we need to do.
So there's the bottom section where it says best table topics Tuesday. Whoever you think did the best table topics Tuesday.
I'm not sure that I understand, I know everyone's names or.
If you don't know their name, you can like write a description of them.
Still out.
Yeah, so the bottom is that where you want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no pressure.
Yes, I know. But I just don't know your name. So, okay. So what's her name?
My name? Kamala.
Kamila. How to spell?
Kamila.
Sorry.
Kamila.
K-A-I-Y.
H.
Okay. Thank you. Kamila.
Kamala.
Kamila.
Thank you. Now we're at the portion of the meeting where club members and executives can share any club-related or general Toastmasters-related updates. Do we have any announcements today?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Chair. Welcome guests to our prodigious meeting. Our next in-person meeting will be the 13th of February. That's here in this room. So guests, you're welcome to join us for another in-person meeting. For members only, we do have the 30th of January, that's next week. That is a virtual meeting, so we can use that for skill building. We can use that for if you want to do any kind of extended education session on pathways. That's a good opportunity. That's 30th of January. That one's for members only. So guests, 13th of February, you're welcome to come back here in this room, same time, same place. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How to become a member or which rules do you have to join?
We can talk after the meeting or during the break.
Okay.
Yeah.
toast of the meeting. We'll invite up our Toastmaster who will give us a toast to our theme and then introduce our speakers. Here, over to you.
Hello again. Dear Miss Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Happy New Year! It is that time of the year when we set resolutions for our upcoming year, and from exercising more or saving money, right? But how often do we find ourselves abandoning those resolutions by February, which is next week? So Kate mentioned about making resolution on exercising in January is a bit tough because of the weather conditions. I agree. So why is following through is so difficult for our resolutions? Today, I would like to share 3 simple strategies with you to help us follow through on our resolutions throughout the year. The first is setting specific and achievable goals. Instead of I want to get fit, try I will exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week. Being clear and realistic gives you a roadmap for success and makes it easier to stay on the track. Break down big goals into smaller steps and celebrate each achievement. Next is consistency. Establishing a routine helps turn resolutions into habits, right? If you want to read more, schedule 10 minutes of reading each day. By building a habit, we don't rely on motivation. Our actions become automatic and following through becomes much easier. And finally, embrace flexibility. Life happens, and we may miss a day or slip up. But instead of giving up, we should learn from our mistakes and setbacks, and we should keep moving forward. And don't forget accountability. Just whether it is a friend or a colleague, I agree to share your resolutions with them. It will help you to stay motivated and committed. In conclusion, following through a New Year resolution isn't about perfection, it's about progress. By setting clear goals, building routines, and staying flexible, we can turn our resolutions into lasting habits. So please join me to raise a toast to a year of success. One step at a time.
Year of success, one step at a time.
And now I would like to introduce our speakers. We have 2 speakers tonight. Simone Macchia, she's following a learning path. It's called Presentation Master. And her speech title is Experts Are Often Wrong. And our second speaker is Jason Spitkowski. And he's gonna make a speech on Do Something, How My Wife Coffee Mug Changed My Life. So I would like to call Simon, I guess, right? Yeah.
So before we start, Simone, the timing will be green 5 minutes, yellow at 6, and red at 7.
So, experts are often wrong. Have you ever followed an expert's advice that didn't go well? People did just that in the global financial crisis of 2008. millions of people bought into the idea that the housing market wouldn't crash. And experts actually laughed at those that questioned this. And then the banks failed. Did you know that 2/3 of medical studies published in leading medical journals are often refuted or shown to have an exaggerated benefits of the treatment that was studied? So how could they be so wrong? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, experts are everywhere. We turn to them to make our life easier. There are scientists and doctors and child psychologists and influencers trying to help us rear our child, lose weight, make friends, or talk. List goes on, but experts, as I mentioned, are often wrong. So what's happening? Why? Tonight I'll talk about why, on a very surface level, scientists get it wrong. And I chose scientists because I've always looked up to scientists. To me, a scientist is driven to find this truth. Their egos have been left aside, their biases are gone. They're putting them on the shelf, and their career ambitions too. Their main goal is to find out how things work, or to discover a truth, or to heal or cure. But they aren't, turns out, perfect. There are numerous ways scientists get it wrong. But tonight I want to talk about 3 ways. Like I mentioned, this is just touching the surface of how things can go wrong. One is surrogate measures. Measuring the wrong thing. Mismeasurement is measuring poorly. And number 3, confounding variables. Trying to figure out what causes what. First, I'll talk about surrogate measures. Measuring the wrong thing. Do you know in 1980s, cardiologists were very well aware that patients who had heart attack and were experiencing heart irregularities within 12 days of the heart attack were 3 times more likely to die. So when an antiarrhythmic drug happened upon the scene, they left out the chance to cure their patients of the irregular heartbeats. This became standard practice until the 1990s, when it was discovered through a new large study that not only was this drug to cure the irregular heartbeat not helping or saving lives, it was actually killing people. This antiarrhythmic drug actually killed, on average, 40,000 Americans a year. The cardiologist mistakenly thought the irregular heartbeat was the cause, was the problem. They were treating the symptom and not the cause. Mismeasurement, measuring poorly. In 2008, researchers discovered that the record of ocean temperatures on which they relied to model the climate change were thrown off for 15 years when they discovered that ship crew had changed where they were measuring the water. Originally, they were measuring the water that was cooling the engines down, that was flowing out the ports. Then they changed to measuring the water by pulling the bucket of water out of the ocean and putting the thermometer in that. It didn't occur to the scientists to find out and to ensure that everybody was taking the same measurements in the same way. And for the record, yes, it did alter the modeling, the climate. However, they have enough evidence still that they don't have to toss that out, because there's other factors that prove climate change is a real thing. And the last thing I'll talk about is confounding variables. When people do such and such, it will be more likely to cause this, or they're more likely to be that. So this is a difficult concept to explain. So I found an example on the web, and it goes like this. When people eat more ice cream, shark attacks increase. Does eating more ice cream lead to an increase in shark attacks? Is this a cause of shark attacks? Eating too much ice cream? No, of course it's not. It's a correlation. Both things occur when the weather warms up. That is confounding variable. Confounding variables often confound scientists because they're frequently misleading all research studies, because so many things can go wrong are going in people's lives. It's often impossible to narrow down the cause to something, just one thing. For example, research has been trying to find out of a drug that controls diabetics' blood sugar levels effect on heart disease. But they are easily frustrated because many factors come into play with heart disease. It could be high blood pressure, how often their blood sugar level has ran too low, cholesterol levels, and how quickly after the onset of the disease do they start taking treatment. As I said, this is just touching the surface, the 3 ways scientists can go wrong. Surrogate measures, mismeasurement, and confounding variables, just a few. And in many, many more ways and reasons. So next time an expert tells you to jump, don't ask how high. Stop and think. Or you can reach for this book by David H. Friedman. I have no relation, I just happened upon this book. Wrong. Why experts keep failing us and how to know when not to trust them. Thank you.
Excuse me. I need to leave. I have another commitment.
Sure.
I'd like to come in next time.
Yeah.
So I'll make a leave.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so
Okay,
much for
thanks,
today.
Kamala.
It was nice meeting you all.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for today. I really had a good time coming in. I need to rush unfortunately for another commitment, but I'll see you all again maybe next time.
Thank you. So in that same ballot that was handed out, there is a section at the top that says first speaker. So if you'd have some comments for Simone, please leave them here and tear it off, and you can pass it to Simone during the break.
I would like to call Jason for his speech titled "Do Something." How my wife's coffee mug changed my life.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Just gonna scoop this thing out of the way. I wanted to talk to you about my wife's coffee mug. This is something that's been in our household for more than 10 years, and the way our morning routines work, I've seen this mug an awful lot in my life. It's just a brown mug, it's terracotta colored, it's not actually terracotta, and it has a green logo and the words "do something" on it. And when I first saw the mug, I thought, I like the color, it goes with the furniture, maybe she'll let me use it for ice cream s'mores one day. And it's weird because one of the things that dawned on me is how crazy life is and how random it can take you on a bit of a trip, and how this mug has changed my life. When I first got this mug, I was aware of climate change. I saw all the David Attenborough docu-series on planet Earth and the effects on nature. I stopped after watching the walruses. And then I watched, when I was in Colorado several years ago, I was lucky enough to do a whitewater rafting tour on the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon, and learned that the Colorado River doesn't actually go to the Pacific anymore. It's completely diverted for produce. A lot of that produce is available in our grocery shelves here in Toronto. If you get strawberries in the middle of winter, very likely they came from California. Other things I've noticed as well, I'm originally from British Columbia, where there's constant forest fires now, certainly a lot more than there was when I was growing up. In fact, full towns burn down now. If you look at Jasper or Linden, the name of it, and was out of Fort McMurray, massive fires taking out pretty big communities. Never happened when I was growing up. And more to the point, last year my family and I were looking at a cottage in Toronto to rent with some waterfront. and wanted to swim and relax, do the stereotypical Canadian summer. And we had to be careful because the last couple of years we've done it, the waterfronts were completely sucked in with algae. You couldn't swim in them, you certainly couldn't fish in them, and it was not the experience that we became used to enjoying only 5 or 10 years ago. Do something. Every morning I'd wake up and there's my wife's mug on the coffee table. It's just sitting there, some low cost, probably literally millions of made just like it, but it didn't matter. Do something. The message couldn't be erased from my mind, and it just got louder. Every day, every year, as I sat back and worked on my life, did my normal career and all the things, but at the same time, watching the world actually burn. It kind of started hitting me hard, and I came up with all the typical self-defense mechanisms. I would tell myself that I'm just one person out of billions. What can I do? It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I don't even own a car. I'm barely producing any CO2 whatsoever. What can I do? There's always the famous, and all these low-hanging fruits, all these excuses to not do anything I tell myself. And every day I'd go and see that mug in the morning, and just regardless of what I'd say, do something. It was a constant, simple message that conjured up in my mind. My wife she's not even that environmentally active. It was just a cute mug. As it happens, I walk my dog every day. I'm fortunate to live here in the neighborhood. There's Yellow Creek not too far from here. It's a beautiful ravine. Toronto ravines truly are amazing veins of nature stretching throughout the city. Great way to unwind and disconnect. Oftentimes I noticed, though, that the water itself was filthy, that it would be gray, sometimes it would be black, sometimes it would be clear, sometimes it would be this sadistic dark red. Sometimes you couldn't even see the water because there'd be several feet of chemically induced foam on top of the water. So I saw all kinds of things happening, and one time I called 311, I took some photos, and I said, I got some photos, evidence of this pipe spewing out polluted water, and I sent it to them, and exactly 2 hours later, I got an automated response saying that the issue was resolved. And I thought, wow, our 311 system must be really prodigious if it's going to be able to work that quickly. But of course, the next day when I go walk my dog to the same area, there was discolored water there. Nothing actually changed. Do something. This mug was still there, and there's nothing I could say or do to myself to make it stop being such a big event every morning. I kind of sometimes would even avoid the coffee pot in the mornings just because of this mug, because I didn't want to have this conversation with myself or an argument with myself. And then one day, actually last year, things started clicking in my mind. I have quite an extensive career background working with technology and nerds in general, being nerdy. And I put together some prototypes. I put together a device that goes underwater that photographs the water every few minutes. I put together a few of these devices and put them in the Yellow Creek here. And it was amazing the results that we were able to see. We were able to see, for example, that Yellow Creek is what's called a CSO, or combined sewage overflow. There's apparently 94 CSOs in the city of Toronto. But I was able to tell very conclusively with data, I have over 40,000 photographs of the water, that it's not really a combined sewage overflow as much as it is an open sewer. There's a lot of filth coming out of our water that we don't even track, and that even a couple 100 meters of water flowing downstream is enough for nature to absorb a lot of the filth. But not all of it, because nothing lives in that water. Nothing at all lives in that water. Sometimes I saw ducks, but actually I don't even know if they were lost or what, because they're not there that often, and there's nothing in the water to eat. Do something. And I still see this mug, and it's not so much of a pull for me in the mornings when I see it now. I'm doing something. Am I changing the world? I doubt it. I don't know. I'm doing something. We'll leave it at that. And the whole point of this speech is twofold. One, to shamelessly promote my project, digitalwaters.org, check it out. But two, most importantly, is to remind yourself to let yourself go, let yourself be inspired by things that haven't been completely gift wrapped, sold, and marketed by Hollywood. There's all kinds of inspiration and magic in the world, and things that can draw you in without you even realizing what's happening. And next thing you know, your life could be completely changed, and you could be pursuing something that you never imagined possible even a year or two before. Do something. Next time you have the opportunity, next time you feel like you have the wherewithal, the skills, or the gumption, do something. Try and put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to follow random voices. Don't follow any voice, but don't be afraid to follow inner voices that are curious, that are pulling you towards things that don't quite make sense, even. So yes, next time you're in an opportunity to do something, don't think, do something. Thank you.
Jason. Speeches for the evening. Thank you to both our speakers for your wonderful speeches. We will now take a bit of a break in our meeting. And it's 7:22, so let's take it till 7:30. 8 minutes or so. The keys to the washrooms are on the hooks there.
No, 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, till 7:30.
7:30, yeah.
There are lots of feedback on the forum as well.
Hi.
I have a question.
Yes.
How to be a member and what I should do for a member?
Oh, okay. Do you have to leave now, or
Sorry?
do you have to leave now, or are you leaving?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that form.
Yeah. So application form. We just need to have the address and
Okay, sure.
basically the contact information. You don't worry about the fees. That's like the U.S. dollars. That doesn't apply to us. So you can take that.
So how much for the fees for the
Alan,
membership?
there was someone else, I guess, who were interested as well.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm asking him the membership problem.
Yeah. So here so this is prorated, right? So our Toastmaster year starts in September. So if you, let's say you decide to join now, we basically would count from February. Yeah. Thank you for joining. I was going to explain to you separately, but thank you for saving your time. So if you decide to join, let's say in the next week, right? The February rate would be 175. However, if you've never been a Toastmaster, there's a registration fee with Toastmasters International. So it's $30 on top of that, so it would be $205. And that's that's the one-time $30 fee. And then if you ever, when you decide to renew next September, there's no $30 fee. It would be just the
So to do from January to August.
Yeah, if you join now, count from February, because January was the last meeting in January for guests, really. I mean, we'll just, we won't count the January, right? You can join from February, and it'll be 205, and that would take you to the end of September, actually the end of September.
Oh, okay.
The end of September, yeah.
It doesn't seem
So how many classes we can take?
We generally have 3 classes, 3 sessions per month. The 2 of them here in the library, and 1 is virtual. So the one in between, the in-person is by Zoom, right?
So 3 times per month.
3 times,
Per month.
yeah. So you can take those.
Okay.
I'll give you a copy too. Yeah. And application form. If you want to join, you fill out the application form and just send it to send it to this address, the Park Toastmasters at gmail.com. That'll be the address.
Great.
Email.
Great.
Okay.
So how much time that we need to upgrade from the level to medium level, or?
Depends on the person, because the first level, there's about 4 speeches, but there's, and then that's level 1, so you do those 4 speeches, then you complete level 1, then you go to level 2, and then there's different, speeches assignment in level 2. It's usually, it's about 4 as well. Yeah, so generally
Total
about,
4 levels.
4,
How many levels?
There's no way around it, you have to, what you
level
do is like.
5, I think, if you finish level 5, then you finish that pathway.
Okay.
So there's an education system that Toastmasters International has called Pathways, and there's 6 pathways. There's like presentation mastery. I think there's one for leadership. I think leadership, and then there's one for I think like humor. That's 3 of them. I can't remember what the other 2 is. But, yeah. And I think there's one that's related to project management as well.
Okay, I see. Okay. So can I join much more classes every, for example, 6 or 7 or?
Well, we only do like 3 per month because of the basically the cost, right? Because we we have to rent the room, so we're trying to, and then we're trying to keep the costs reasonable, because it's not just the rent that we pay, but there's also about half the fee goes to Toastmasters International, right? So half that fee actually goes to the global organization. But when you join Toastmasters, you can also, you're not limited to just speaking at this club. You can be a guest speaker at any neighboring club or any club in Toronto or any club like the GTA if you want, right? And you can contact them and participate in that meeting like as a guest speaker as well. Like you can present there as in addition to here. So that's where you can like add up more, attend like more sessions. And there's also Toastmasters International. They have a district here that's in Ontario, right? Southern Ontario. They also have like seminars as well that for extra skill building that you can attend for free when you're.
So if I missed one class, can I make up the other?
It's no real makeup because it's kind of a flat fee because it's like but you can attend another club, but it's not really a makeup session. It's really just attending as a guest, right? Because every club has its own like membership and fee, but they're generally open to have guests speak there, right? But we had the guest speaker like 2 weeks ago here as well. In December we had 2 guest speakers. We invited them, right? So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, it's 7:30, so we will come back. The first order of business after the break is a joke. I believe you could volunteer to give us a joke.
The joke is about medicine and research, maybe statistics on this medical field. To the doctor office comes a patient asking for a laboratory general examination, and the doctor said to the patient that I have good and bad news. The bad news is that you are seriously ill. You suffer from cancer, you discover cancer in your body. the survival rate, 5-year survival rate is 90%. Means that 9 out of 10 patients die during the 5 years. The patients really frightened and asked, "Doctor, tell me what is the good news?" The good news is that 9 of my patients already passed away. You understand?
Thank
you, Thomas. We will now move into the evaluation portion of the meeting. So I'll next invite up the general evaluator to introduce his role himself and introducing the speech evaluator and evaluation portion.
Evening guest, chair, and fellow Toastmasters. My name is Philippe. I will be leading the general evaluation section. So how this works is each evaluator who has been pre-registered, they'll provide feedback for each of the speakers and how they met the objectives of the specific speech. This will highlight what the speaker did well and offer 1 or 2 areas for suggested improvement. Of course, that's the whole idea of Toastmasters. We're always positive and encouraging. And this meeting we only have 1 formal evaluator, which will be Alan. So after that, we'll do a round robin. And basically how that works is...
So Philippe, actually Jason volunteered to...
Jason as well, okay.
Yeah.
So we still do the round robin or?
No more. So it's
Okay.
Jason's evaluating Simone. I'm evaluating Jason.
Sure.
Okay.
Great. So each evaluator will have 3 minutes to speak. So time ranking, we have the green light for 2:30, amber at 2:45, and red at 3.
Yep.
I don't really feel first.
Oh, no, it's Jason will be evaluating Simone. Yeah.
Thank you, Philippe. Good morning again, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Simone, thank you so much for that speech. It was great to see you come up and speak, and it was great to see somebody call out experts as world's full of experts. But yeah, lots of points here that I wanted to cover. I really liked the introduction. I certainly got my attention with the global financial crisis. I was really hoping you would call out all the financial advisors because my stocks aren't as high as they should be. But you had so many examples of things that really were great to call out. You had it seemed like a great subject for you personally. You seemed very comfortable with it. You seemed to really have a good time in presenting it, and your style of presenting came through really well. And I really like that. Some things that I was thinking that you might be able to work on, you started off a little bit nervous. I don't know if nervous is the right word, but you were behind the podium and your hands were clasped and you were kind of soft-spoken, but it wasn't long before you started moving your hands around and you were swaying a little bit and you were able to look around a little bit more and you were moving and you felt more comfortable. But initially I felt that you were a little bit nervous, and I think the whole point of coming here to Toastmasters is exactly to learn to work with that. And also you were a little bit soft-spoken. It was sometimes not difficult to hear you, but I felt like there was opportunities for you to emphasize certain points or certain words a little bit more, to use a little bit more variety in your tone. But that being said, the purpose of your speech was to work on methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and present a well-organized speech. And I thought on the front, certainly of organization, you nailed it. I really loved how clear it was laid out. You had a very well-defined intro. Your body had the classic 3 points to support. And no one ever lost their job with a structure, with a speech structure like this. It was great. And you also had a great conclusion that again reinforced the body and the introduction. So I thought that your presentation, the structure of the speech was really great. And again, you were comfortable with it. I felt like you could have gone further. I felt like you have even more, like you have things that you want to say, but you were holding yourself back. And I felt that it would have been maybe as a challenge for yourself to incorporate that next time. Like I get how you want to hold yourself back, but I think also at the same time, your unique position or your unique viewpoint would have been fun to see, I think, come through a little bit more. I really liked a lot of the points that you made, specifically like the variables and correlation doesn't equal causation, and I thought that there's a lot in there that I wanted to unpack. It felt like you could have ended that by, saying, buy me a drink and I'll tell you a lot more. And it was that, like, I liked that, and I felt like that's where you wanted, that's where I felt like you were trying to go with it. And I thought you did a great job executing, like I said, some things to work on, just generally, use a different variety in your tone, and maybe move around, move away from the podium, walk around. And I thought you did great with the hand gestures, like I said, once you got going in the eye contact. But just a couple things to consider for next time. Overall, fantastic speech. I love the topic and wanted to hear more. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this is 2 minutes food, 2 minutes and a half, 2.5, and then red 3. 3 minutes is max, red. All right.
Thanks a lot. Alan, would you like any Jason's speech?
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest. Jason, do something. I like that speech because it's a call to action. It was very good. You emphasize do something multiple times in the speech, so it really sunk in the do something part. It wasn't just like a one time passing and said do something and then we never mentioned it again, but it was at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And you had very smooth, natural stance, and you chose an environmental theme. And environmental theme is very critical. I mean, it's very prominent in the news, very controversial theme, because there's some certain politicians, especially newly elected ones, who don't believe in environmental issues. I don't have to name that, but it's a very timely theme. You also use a few metaphors such as low-hanging fruit, which is good. And we don't use that very often. It's your visual descriptions were very prodigious, because I could see, imagine the algae-filled water, and then you made some visuals about the lakeside and some of the mountains and everything. So it was very descriptive, right? And it really, what I liked is that you chose to do something that was quite impactful, because you had the technology to come up with a device that would actually measure the water quality, and it's something that's impactful to the world, and you were able to use that to ascertain that there was an issue with the sewer overflow that was causing the algae growth. So what's important is that you closed by doing a call to action to say inspire yourself, draw yourself in to the message of doing something, and in the process you can change your life. So these kind of speeches tend to be the ones that get the high rankings at international speech contests, which you are practicing for. So kudos to you to do that. A few things that you could improve upon is just refine the last part about follow the voices. I thought that was maybe something humorous, like follow the voices, like follow schizophrenic voices or something, but I think you meant follow your inner voice, right? So maybe just, unless that was intentional, maybe you want to refine that part. And I know at the International Speech Contest, there's no word of the day, but it would have been nice if you used prodigious randomly into the speech. And bring the mug or picture of that mug. I'd like to see that mug with the voice, with the do something on it, what it actually looks like. So kudos to you to have a call to action, and good luck on the International Speech Contest.
Thank you all. So that concludes our general validator session. So thanks all the validators.
Well, I just want to announce some times, if possible. So Jason's evaluation was 3 minutes 41 seconds. So you gotta shave off the time a bit. I'm not sure what's my time.
20. 3 minutes and 20.
3 minutes and 20, so it's pretty close to overtime as well. So Jason, your total speech was 7 minutes and 32 seconds out of the 5 to 7 minutes limit, or was that actually a self-imposed limit, or was there no time limits?
Yeah, I was aiming for 7 minutes.
Okay, so that was 7 minutes 32 seconds, and Simone's was 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you. Alan, I will actually invite you back up to give the wordsmith and octave report.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. So prodigious was used 7 times, including 3 times by myself. So I exceeded the target of 5, which is good. Filler words, there wasn't much filler words tonight. The word was used once, so was used twice, like was used once, and was used once, mostly at the beginning of the meeting, but not so much later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Next, I will ask our quiz leader to test our listening skills with a quiz. So, Kate.
Okay, thank you, Kelsey. So for guests, we do a quiz after each, or as part of each meeting. So part of Toastmasters is obviously practicing speaking and your presentation skills, but it's also practicing your listening skills. So for this, you don't need to raise your hand or stand up. You can just call out the answer if you know it. So the first question, what does prodigious mean?
Marvelous or marvelous?
Yeah, wonderful or marvelous. What was Philippe's theme word from last year?
Courage?
Yep, that's it. Courage. In Jason's table topics question, he needed to give 2 speeches by what date? September?
25.
Yes, September 2025. Cannot read my own writing. What is ERA's least favorite resolution?
Saving money.
Yeah.
Saving
It's a good one, yeah. What were ERA's 3 strategies for keeping your news resolutions?
Divide small pieces.
Yep,
And
yeah,
inclusion.
that's right. So putting things into smaller goals, which is part of like specific and clear goals. That was number 1.
Tell somebody.
No.
Accountability was like a bonus one.
If you miss one day, it's okay. You don't have to cave.
Yeah, exactly. Be flexible. Yep. And there's one more.
Be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic. I had that as part of the specific goals clear. There's one more word I'm looking for.
He doesn't remember.
Consistency. Yes, consistency. That's right. Okay, what are surrogate measurements? Surrogate measures. From Simone's speech.
Substitute measures.
Metrics?
Yes.
Metric.
Measuring the wrong thing is what I had.
Hmm.
And what is mismeasurement?
Measuring incorrectly.
Yes, measuring poorly.
Taking incorrect samples, like ocean water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the example. What is the creek called where Jason walks his dog? Taylor Creek. And what is a CSO from Jason's speech?
Combined sewage overflow.
Correct. Okay, that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Now have the opportunity to hear how the meeting went as a whole. I will invite our general evaluator back up to give his general evaluation of the meeting.
Kelsey, so similar to the ballots, we have went well for each portion of the meeting and also suggested for improvement. So for the general meeting, started basically on time, almost exactly on time, so the time clock, well done. Clapping was encouraging, not too loud. Flow, it felt was quite smooth. I mean, no major interruptions aside from guests coming in late, which I'll mention in a minute. And one suggested for improvement was there could have been more handshakes between the speakers and whoever else is coming up and then going back down. And the chairperson, it's a good acknowledgement of the speakers and your roles. Seem to be well prepared and helpful and friendly to guests as always. Some fidgeting, moving back and forth, adjusting the glasses, so touching podium. This is kind of the opposite of what I'm doing right now, which is very still, not moving at all in a statue, so it's different speaking style. No sergeant arms today, so I'm coming on that. The table topics, so the flow went well, but then there was the guests coming in late, but it's of course outside the control of the speaker. So I guess it could be it's kind of surprise practice to learn how to reorient quickly. And yeah, and for each table topic speaker, they did a good job of starting with the official introduction, and everyone did that except me, so I learned quickly what to do in the situation. And also the reminder for the ballot at the end, it's good to do that. And for the Toastmaster, I found that overall they're a prodigious toast, so hold on. Good eye contact while reading. I'm just realizing now that it's difficult to kind of be switching back and forth doing this, so from that. The consistent pace of delivery was good. It was somewhat monotonous. I guess that's something to work on. And overall, it's better to be consistent and then add in some variation in the opposite where you just go all over the place in terms of the tone. Yeah, the water bottle I found was somewhat distracting. Of course, when I realized like, the whole point of being a Toastmaster, you need some sort of object you would toast with. So, by the way. And yeah, the body language was a little fidgeting, like hand in the pocket. So, it's something to notice. And in terms of evaluations, I found the experienced speakers were really great at giving helpful advice. You could tell that their months or years of doing this has built up their skills and they're able to help other people, so that was good. And confidence as well. And the one issue was that afterward I forgot to prompt for the times when people went over within time, so area for improvement for me. Yeah, and overall I found this was a good meeting. Positive environment, be somewhat subdued because of the winter. It's been extremely cold this week, or because of personal events, political news, whatever it might be. So, yeah, overall, I'm glad I came today. Thank you.
Next, I will invite our table topic leader back to let us know who won best table topics.
Oh, me.
Yes, sir.
So, we have a winner, a clear winner. Sometimes this doesn't happen. Tonight, Kate. Congratulations.
Thank you. People love dessert.
She gets this lovely ribbon. It doesn't quite match your pants, but
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. This is now an opportunity for our guests to provide any feedback you may have on our meeting. How you found it? Is there anything you'd like to share?
I think it's a great way to enhance our communication skills. And also, to be honest, I wasn't expecting or learn something like the scientist findings. It was a great surprise for me, and actually it catched my attention. Thank you for that, for your speech. And it was the best one for me. Yes.
Thank you. Other guests, somebody feedback they'd like to share?
Yes, I agree with you. It's amazing how you work together as a team, and I just see how you continue one by one. And it's amazing teamwork, and of course, it's a great opportunity to improve public skills. It's I like, and thank you so much for how your speeches, and share with us your information. And sometimes you just think about how you will be stay in the stage and say something, and oh, I need to do like this one, or you can like teach or not teach. Learn how to be in the stage and what should do. As well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I also enjoy being here. To remind my city. And what I found different, because this is not the first time, first group which I attend, and what I found different is a little different pace of speaking, and all these steps during the meeting. Also, what made me more fearful, and what I really didn't like, I felt some kind of seriousness when I spoke. So that's why I prefer to look not into the faces, not into the eyes, because I saw a little too serious approach to me, and it's really put me a little away. But this is my personal problem, so don't take it as too seriously. I also, the most of all, I enjoy learning new words, new structures, new idioms, and new phrases. So I really benefit a lot, and I hope I can meet, if I can come to the next meeting in person, because I really like to put myself also in a new environment and test myself, and this way build experience and confidence. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing. Is there anything you'd like to share?
Okay. So first of all, congratulations, Kate. Yeah, and I think it's the first time to be in Toastmaster, so I know how the class is organizing. So I think it's amazing experience for me, and also I know how to register the membership and what's the benefit I can gain from the learning journey. So I think it's a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're almost done with our meeting. Just a quick reminder before we close that if you are on social media and don't already follow Dear Park Toastmasters, please do so. And with that, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. just want to make one quick announcement. So for members, I'd like to have a call to action for speeches. So if you have a speech that's almost ready or a speech that's 90% or even 50%, try to have that lined up for the next week we have virtual meetings, so that's an opportunity to do a speech, and of course the February meeting as well, February 13th.
Are there any volunteers for the February 13th meeting to do a speech?
Thank you, Philly.
There we are, nice.
Oh, your icebreaker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Were the tables like this, or do you?
Yes, we can just leave it. It was already set up like that.
Can I leave it? Love them. Oh, good, thank you.
Really like super interesting.
Oh, yeah, oh, good.
How are you?
I was cold.
Oh.
I mean, I'm fine, but the weather was very cold, so I stayed inside, indoor for the last couple of weeks. I'm getting better. The weather is more better. I was away for 3 weeks.
Okay.
It was wonderful being back in my country and seeing all my extended family.
Okay.
I enjoyed it a lot.
But then if you come back and it's cold like
Yeah,
this.
it was very cold. Thank you for asking. How are you? How about your holiday?
Good. My parents and siblings live in Edmonton, so I went and saw them. That was nice.
Nice. It's a long way, right? How long is the flight from here?
About 4 hours.
Really? Almost halfway to.
Hey, there's really big moments.
Last took 9 hours from here, but on the way back to here, it was about 10.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's similar, like one, I don't remember which is which, but one way is shorter than the other, for sure. Probably most people, like, hats. When you're going with the airflow, it's faster.
Yeah, sure. Bring it to the next meeting.
Yeah, I'm ready to study more on my assignments. It was quite a busy fall.
Something for you here.
Thank you. Right.
Well, just that part. See if you want to rip that part out. Thank you for sharing that. So you're not here for the next 2 months?
For some other comment?
Yes, unfortunately. The only time it's available.
I can give it something to you right now. So we'll give you an application form. So the application form, we just really just need the name, address, and the contact information. Okay. That's if you want to actually join. And this is the fee. So basically, so you've never been a Toastmaster.
Yeah, no, never.
Okay, thank you. See you next time. So if you, let's say you decide to join now, basically we charge you like February. So the February will take you all the way to the next September, basically. So our renewals is basically the end of September. So this would, the price would be $205 from February all the way to the end of September. And then in September, if you want to renew, then it's going to be like $250.
Sure.
And that will cover you the entire year from September to September. Okay. And yeah, it's the new Toastmasters This is the total here because it's a $30 one-time registration fee, which was only one time when you renew,
Yeah,
you don't pay
at
that
the
anymore.
beginning.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's to register with the education program with Toastmasters International. Okay. Okay.
Was it great?
And how do you pronounce your name again?
Aja.
Aija, okay.
Jan.
Okay.
Ending with M.
Okay, Aijan.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, thank you.
Joyce and I forgot about you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Alan.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good evening.
You take care.
Okay.